obviously a great win for us. You know, proud of the way our guys have bounced back this last 2 games. We played very well. Obviously a little different tonight. We made a bunch of threes. And that's why we have a chance to have a good team is we can beat you in different ways. I thought defensively we were solid, got better in the middle stretch of the game. And when you shoot the ball like we did, it can be hard for the opponent. So really just happy with the way our guys adjusted. 2 different types of teams, Duke bigger and obviously North Carolina great speed. So this was obviously a great 48 hours for us.
Yeah, Brad, how concerned were you that, it was just 48 hours ago and you have this big win that everybody's crazy about? All of a sudden you got to get back on the court against another team.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it helped that it was North Carolina. We certainly have a lot of respect for them, and we know how hard it is they are to play against. But yeah, it was different and quick, and we were very businesslike in our approach the last 2 days. I mean, we spent a lot of time with our guys trying to get this right, and our guys responded very well. So I'm proud of them for that.
Chase and Jane combining for 35 tonight. So how do you feel like they continue to grow as a duo in this backcourt?
Yeah, I think guys do a good job for the most part of just seeing what the game presents for us, and not forcing things. Obviously, Chase is going to be a little more aggressive. We want him to be. Jaden especially probably does a really good job of that when there's games that there's opportunities for him or places to drive or shots to take, he'll take them, but he's not hunting shots. And that's good. You don't want your whole team hunting shots. And so I think he does a really good job of that. Obviously, they like playing together. I think you can see that. And they've just grown as the years gone by. They've really grown together and understand how each other play.
What did you see from Victor in the first half? He said that he's trying to convince you to let him shoot some more threes, and maybe that he did that in this game with the way he shot the 3 in the first half. Especially.
Yeah. I mean, we're not like anti-3 for Victor, obviously, but we want it to be within reason. Obviously, he was hot tonight, so it's like, hey, keep shooting them. He's making them. The funny thing is he got very emotional during the game. He's already pretty emotional, but like one of the timeouts we had to calm him down. He had all kinds of thoughts and ideas for us. So.
Brad, what does it mean for you? You've been here a long time to beat Duke and North Carolina and to go 4-0 to Tobacco Road this year.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it means we have a good team because you don't do it unless you do. And so happy for our players and fans. We've been a pretty good program in the league the last 7 or 8 years. I mean, really good in a lot of ways. I mean, 3rd in wins now. I think we're up to 3rd or 4th. Excuse me, 4th probably. So I think we've been very consistent, but they're hard programs to beat, and certainly hard to beat twice in a year. So yeah, I'm just happy for our fan base and proud of our team.
You opted to go with Dylan Hunter and for Chauncey Wiggins for another game, I guess. What kind of makes that lineup effective for you guys when he's able to?
Well, in this game with their speed, I think that was not a hard decision, and Dylan's been playing well. And Chauncey did a nice job coming off the bench. I mean, he had 9 points and 5 rebounds, so that was good for us. But with their speed and whether they were going to play 3 guards or 4 perimeter players, we would have played a lot of minutes with 3 guards out there, and we do most games anyway. So I don't think it was a hard decision. Obviously today it looked like the right one.
Coach Denver told me that the 1990 Clemson team also beat Duke and North Carolina back-to-back. You're right there with a chance to do what that team did. How cool was it to have them here and have your guys?
Yeah, it was fun. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with them. Obviously, I've been, preparing for 2 days, and our staff has. I mean, we've been working. So I didn't even know they were coming until right before the game. Nobody had even told me, so it was kind of, but it was neat. It was neat to kind of go by him at halftime, and Coach Ellis was in the back and gave me a little fist bump, and so I still talk to Coach, a couple times a year for sure. And so it was fun to have those guys here.
Coach, Brad, obviously you want
Yep.
these guys to get recognition. You got back in the rankings today.
Okay.
Do you think your guys care about that kind of stuff? Do they need it? How might it help?
Yeah, I mean, it's good for the program. I mean, it's just good for the PR and all those kinds of things. I'm sure the guys enjoy that, but I don't think we all lose a lot of sleep over whether we're, you know, getting votes and on it, in it, you know. I mean, you know, we certainly want to be in it because that means we're playing well and we're winning, and, you know, we want to rise in the rankings because that means we're going to continue to win games. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think we're keep trying to get better, play good basketball, obviously putting ourselves in a position to have a chance maybe to do something special. And, you know, so they certainly are aware of things like that, but I don't think we waste a lot of time on it.
Coach, plus 13 on the glass in back-to-back games, and the first thing that came out of Coach Davis's mouth for UNC was that you guys were hungrier tonight. Talk a little bit about the effort level right now from your team on the glass.
Yeah, just obviously we had a hard time against Georgia Tech, and some of that is Victor not playing very much. You know, regardless of him, you know, whether he gets 10 rebounds, sometimes he's blocking a shot that is going to be an attempt that, you know, if he did, we don't have a shot blocker there, we probably don't have somebody on the weak side, and so we got a guard blocking out a big, or we don't have anybody there, so if they miss, they're dunking it or tipping it in. So his size is a huge factor. And obviously I think our guys have been hungry after losing that game, that we know that rebounding was a major part of the loss. So we've done a really good job the last two games.
Taking 25 threes, I guess. What about, you mentioned the shifting game plan from Duke to UNC. What about, you said
Just
UNC
reading
speed?
the game.
Yeah.
I think reading the game. You know, obviously when you have a size advantage, you know, there are times if they don't help, we're just going to keep force feeding it down there. And so I just think our guys had a nice mix of, you know, taking the right shot more times than not, and that's what seemed to be open.
Like their press gave you a little bit of trouble there at the end of the game, but
Yeah, I think it's hard when you're like, I think a little bit our guys were checking out a little, and then at the same time it's, you know, are we attacking it? Are we just breaking it? You know, but yeah, we had a couple turnovers. They were aggressive with hands. You know, it was more of that than it was maybe even just decision making. But you know, that's fine for now. We'll work on it.
These past 40 hours, you of course you beat Duke and UNC. What would you say about the fans and their participation?
Yeah, unbelievable. You know, it's cool to see those kinds of that kind of support. We've had pretty good support here the last several years, but you know, you're just so happy your players get an opportunity to play in kind of those environments. These are games that they'll remember for a long time, and it's just fun for everybody to get together and celebrate, have great memories from these games, and there's no doubt that it has an impact on the game itself.
Any more questions for Coach?
Thank you.